Hi, in today's video, we're going to be talking about 401ks, how much you should be putting in, and how much that money will multiply for you in the future. Coming up right now. So what's up? If we haven't met, my name is Min, and on this channel, I'm going to teach you the basic building blocks about understanding money so you can worry less and enjoy life more. If you're looking to get rich quick, then this is not the channel for you. But if you want to get wealthy for sure, then hit that subscribe button for weekly videos on how to get wiser with your money. As a special bonus this week, my wife specifically asked each and every one of you watching to smash that like button and hit subscribe. She helped with this week's video, and she promised to help even more if I got more likes and more subscribers.
A what? A 401k?
I often talk about the concept of paying yourself first, and one of the easiest and most automatic ways to do that is through your 401k. So first things first, what is a 401k? So simply put, a 401k is an employee-sponsored retirement account that invests for you automatically in the market, reduces the amount you pay on taxes, gives you free money through employer matching, and can grow to well over $1 million over your life if you invest early in your career. If you're watching this video and you're under 25 or 30, you might be thinking to yourself that it's too early to think about retirement. But trust me, you're gonna wanna listen to the end of this video. In any financial portfolio, the biggest single factor of your eventual success is the amount of time you allow compound interest to do its magic. So the younger you are, the more time you have. So if you're just starting out your career or a few years in with your company, I want you to talk to your HR rep and find the documentation on your 401k program. I won't be able to cover all the different options and details your 401k program has, but I want you to take what I teach you today and do your additional research. Your program will have different details on traditional 401k, Roth 401k, your employer match rate, and a bunch of other details that are specific to your program. So I want you to read through all the details to seek to understand. And if you have any questions, ask your benefits person or drop a comment down below and I'll try to answer it as best as I can. So how much money you contribute every month or every year really depends on the individual. It depends on your income level, how much debt you're paying off, and what living expenses you have. But my rule of thumb comes in two parts. So part one, the minimum you should contribute every year is the personal contribution amount that would trigger the full employer matching amount. You're gonna have to do some math to figure out what that number is based upon your compensation and your employer match rate. But once you find that number, aim to contribute that much or more for the first few years of your career. Let's say that number is $5,000 of employee match. Figure out how much you need to personally contribute to get that full amount. So remember, your employer match is free money, so please take advantage of it. Then part two, as quickly as you can, increase your annual contribution year over year until you reach the IRS annual limit. In 2020, this is $19,500, but this will likely increase every few years. My advice to you is try to max out your 401k within the first 5 to 7 years of your career, especially if you're able to land a high income job hovering around 6 figures. This might sound incredibly difficult for some, but if you're able to pull this off before you're 30, you're gonna set your future self up for major success. Personally, I learned to live way below my means early in my career and avoided major lifestyle creep, so I was able to achieve this by the time I was 30. The extra benefit of maxing out your traditional 401k is that it reduces your tax liability. Let me explain to you what that means in a much simpler way. Let's say your income is $100,000 a year. If you contribute nothing to your 401k, you're gonna be taxed on the full $100,000. At an estimated 30% tax rate, this will be $30,000 you're paying in taxes. But if you max out your 401k with $19,500 of contribution, you'll only have to pay taxes on $80,500 of income, or approximately $24,000 in taxes, which in this simple example is saving you $6,000 of taxes a year. That's pretty meaningful. Taxes on traditional 401ks are handled in retirement, and we'll go into more detail on that in a future video. So if you're not convinced by now, let me show you some of the numbers. Like I mentioned before, the key to any long-term investment strategy is the power of compound growth. The younger you start, the longer runway you have, the richer you will be. So let me show you two example scenarios, someone who starts at the age of 25 and someone who starts at the age of 30. The assumptions I'm making in these scenarios include a healthy employer match rate, as well as a 7% annual return on your investment. So in this first scenario, let's say you start contributing to your 401k at the age of 25. You start with $5,000, which is roughly $400 to $500 a month. And every year you increase your contribution until you reach the maximum IRA limit in your early 30s. Now watch what happens when you stay consistent with this strategy. You'll reach $1 million before you turn 50, and if you retire by the time you're 60, you'll have over $3 million in your 401k. This is the staggering power of compound growth over time. Your total personal contribution was only $642,000. So for the second example, let's say you weren't able to meaningfully contribute to your 401k until you were 30, which, don't get me wrong, is still a great time to start. Again, let's start with a $5,000 annual contribution and increasing that amount until you reach that maximum by the time you're 37. You'll be able to reach $1 million by the time you're 50, and if you retire at 60, you'll have over $2 million in your account. So for the younger folks, if you're gonna take anything away from this video, pay attention to this. Notice that in these two examples, that 5-year head start created a $1 million difference in the long run. So in summary, start contributing to your 401k as early as possible and max it out as soon as you can. And if you're able to do this consistently over decades, you're all but guaranteed to become a 401k millionaire by the time you retire. Hey, so I want to personally thank you so much for staying to the end. Comment down below if you learned something new about your 401k today. These videos take me hours to produce every week, so do me a favor and take a second to hit that like button down there. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to see more weekly videos on how to maximize your money, please consider subscribing. And until next week, thanks for watching. Peace.